Hello, Pastor Don here with my contribution to this week's update. There's a few things I'd like to share with you. First of all, I'd like to say thank you to those of you who were present this past Sunday as we bid farewell to our long-term office manager, Lynn Shin. It was a fitting send-off. We're sad to see her go, but we're very happy for the life that she now has before her. I'd also like to say a thank you for your continued support financially of Rock of Ages. You know, we have just been through an unimaginable year and a half where the first wave of this pandemic caused us to hunker down, and we saw our attendance drop by well over half. And we made it through that just fine, and you continued to support us so that we could continue to do the things we do here, the ministries of Rock of Ages. Then this second wave has hit us, and it has stricken us maybe a little harder this time. Our attendance, again, has fallen back. And the thing that is maybe a little bit of concern to us now is that our support has not been what it needs to be to meet all of our obligations. I know that this is temporary. I know that we will find our way through this. But I want you all to know that we can't do this without all of us together pitching in and making sure that Rock of Ages stays a viable and vibrant place for not only all of us, but for those who want to come in the future. And speaking of the future, I think it's important that we not get mired down in the negativity of the current circumstance, which is so easy to do. You know, not only are we dealing with a pandemic that is affecting us locally, but we're surrounded by so much negative news in the world that it's easy to become despondent and to not have hope for a better tomorrow. But I want us to all not lose sight of the fact that before this pandemic hit us, Rock of Ages was on an amazing upward growth curve. We were close to filling our sanctuary and needing to talk about adding a service. We were seeing visitors by the dozens, and we were taking in new members at an unprecedented rate. What drove all of that? Well, certainly the growth of the population around us. You know, just recently we've seen people moving into the new subdivision directly behind us, and we're beginning to see people come from that subdivision. Down the street from us, obviously, there's another huge residential development, and there are others on the drawing boards in Wildwood. So the prospect of Rock of Ages continuing on its previous growth curve is extraordinarily high. The other thing that I don't want us to lose sight of is that the vibrancy of Rock of Ages is defined largely by the people and their participation in all that we do here. That is still before us. We're looking for the day when people feel confident to be able to come back and participate in the many activities that we had going on before. I know now we're in a mask mandate situation because of a high rate of infection, but I just heard this morning a report from a hospital administrator that they have changed their code from black, which meant that they would do no outpatient procedures, to red, that they see a stabilization in the numbers of hospitalizations. So that good sign hopefully will be the beginning of more good news. This pandemic can't last forever, and increasingly people are getting inoculated. People are being careful, at least around us, in wearing masks. And so we're doing everything we can to get us back to a more normal way of life. So let's not lose hope. Let's continue to look to the future and prepare for it, to be able to receive visitors, to receive new members, to initiate new ministry programs, to create and schedule new activities. It's all there for us, and it will come back. So hang in there with us. The third thing I'd like to remind us about is that we're conducting a Bible study. We're currently in the book of John each Wednesday morning at 8:45 a.m. And we're doing it both in person and via Zoom. We send out an invitation in our weekly update for participation in Zoom. And we hope that maybe you'll give that a try. And then from the comfort of your home, you can participate and see other members of the church. The last thing I'd like to bring before you is that, as I mentioned before, there are a lot of natural disasters that have stricken so many people in our country, and in Haiti as well. I know that there's a big heart to support people in need here at Rock of Ages. And maybe many of you are wondering, how can I help? What can I do? Well, the best way that we can help is through the Florida Bahama Synod disaster relief efforts. By making a contribution to the fund, we can help supply the materials, the supplies that the relief workers are so desperately in need of. So if you're so motivated, you can write a check, make a donation to Rock of Ages Lutheran, and then in the memo section, put disaster relief. And then we will forward those funds on to the Florida Bahama Synod. Remember, we're surrounded by so great a cloud of witnesses, and we all need to pull together to encourage one another. So thanks for listening in on this. I hope you're having a blessed day, and we look forward to seeing you in church. God bless.